Aloha, everyone. Michelle Melendez with blossominnerwellness.com and standtogetherhawaii.com. And this is also on the Voice of Kona Radio, 100.5 FM. Mahalo so much for listening. If you're on the radio, if you are, please like, subscribe, and share if this video calls to you. This is I'm concerned here, and I know not to be afraid, but I do feel really concerned about what I've been reading in the general plan for the Big Island of Hawaii. All people who live on the Big Island of Hawaii need to look at this information. There is a segment, very small little segment, and I'll show you in a moment, that says MicroNuclear, the possibility of a nuclear power plant here on the Big Island. I'm going to show you what that is. I'm also going to show you what they're talking about with climate change and also land use and a few other things. If you do not live on the Big Island, right now, we can make comments on this general plan up until April 1st. So please do that. And this, I've said numerous times, and again, I clicked on the page and that comes up. So all you have to do is just click on it and it comes up for you. So climate change. This is total signatories of 1,609 scientists, climatologists, all saying there's no climate emergency. There is climate change happening all of the time, but there is no climate emergency, and they're going to make policies based on this. And what does it say here? To believe the outcome of the climate model is to believe what the model makers have put in. This is precisely the problem of today's climate discussion, to which climate models are central. Climate science has degenerated into a discussion based on beliefs, not on sound, self-critical science. Should not we free ourselves from the naive belief in immature climate models? They're basing a ton of policies on climate change, but what concerns me the most is this right here. 3.3 climate change threats. Collaborate with government, private, and nonprofit agencies, and the most famous word of all I've been saying, stakeholders, to monitor impacts that may be specific to Hawaii County due to its unique exposure to climate change and sea level risings. Is Kona getting close to be underwater? Is Hilo being close to be underwater? Is any of the Hawaii towns anywhere close to being underwater because of sea levels? No. But they want to collaborate with the first people, the government. Then who are these private and nonprofit agencies and stakeholders? What was the other time we saw stakeholders? Was the Maui Smart City. 2011 to 2016, Hawaii and Japanese stakeholders created an entire program to turn Maui into a smart city. These stakeholders, who are they and what are they holding stakes in? And this is on the Hawaii Big Island General Plan. And again, I'm going to leave the link to this in the description. If you live on the Big Island, please go to these pages. This is on page 19, this 3.3, page 19, and very, very concerning. And then I want to go to page 24 and let's see if it scrolls down easily. If not, I will stop the recording, pause it so that you guys don't have to wait for me to scroll. All right, everyone, here's the page 15, climate mitigation. Pursue innovative solutions that help achieve various goals, such as waste to energy and micronuclear. Now, it's really interesting. Did you know that Hawaii County, I think it was the county, was the first county in the United States, in the United States Corporation, to ban nuclear power plants. And they're trying to sneak it in, you guys. They're kind of trying to sneak this in. Micronuclear. It's one word. They put micro and nuclear and together. They don't put nuclear power plant. You know, everybody's going to freak out about that. They put it under climate mitigation on page 15. If you are living on the Hawaii Islands, if you are living on the Big Island, you can comment on this. Look at all these comments so far. We need 1,000 more. We need 1,000 more. Micronuclear. Micronuclear is a micronuclear power plant. They want to pursue innovative solutions. Oh yeah, with a micronuclear power plant on an island that has an active volcano. We have a lot of earthquakes here. We have the possibility of tsunamis and of hurricanes. And we have an active volcano, not just one, but there's Mauna Loa that just went off, just erupted, and she was also a shield volcano. So a shield means that the lava is coming out slowly, but it's coming out consistently, and the earth is constantly moving and growing. So they are talking about a micronuclear possibility of a nuclear power plant here on Big Island. If you care about that, and if you live on Big Island, I'm going to leave the description, the link for this general plan. The testimony comments on this general plan are due April 1st. This is page 15, climate mitigation, second bullet. Okay, so I wanted to share that. Then I want to go down to page 24, and let's see if I can keep scrolling and keep you guys on. So far, so good, because sometimes it stops because this is a big document. But this is, yes, so we got the Star of David. Now we got a nuclear power plant that they want to possibly put on the island. And I'm going to stop the recording and get this down for you guys. This is page 24, and I found this really interesting. Changing and aging population. Over the next 25 years, the population growth rate is expected to decline from an average of 2.3% per annum to about 0.9%. And that was really interesting. That's 1.4% decrease. How do they know this? How do they know that the population growth rate is expected to decline? I just thought that was interesting. Like what do they know that we don't know? Because they're talking about the last 2 decades, there has been an average that it has increased. So I thought that was really interesting, page 24. And then page 25, here is bullet 2. This says multiple layers of land use control and review require coordination between government agencies and the state and county levels. Why government agencies? What do they have to do with the Hawaii Island, with the Big Island? These government agencies. Who are these government agencies that they're talking about? And they're going to control the land use? Like what's going on with that? And why doesn't it say the people? Why doesn't it say multi-layers of land use control and review require coordinated efforts between the people of the Big Island who are going to be here and the county? Because those are the people in charge of the island, not the state, not the government, the county of Hawaii Island, and the people who live here. So multi-layer. So please, this is on page 25, bullet 2 under regulations. And then zoning, here we go. It's the third to last bullet. Zoning must be updated in certain areas to reflect shift trends and land use preferences. Whose preferences? Whose preferences? Zoning must be updated in certain areas to reflect shifting trends and land use preferences. Who are deciding what these preferences are? This next one is the second to last. There's no transfer of development rights program to preserve open space and achieve density to remain consistent with the desired land use pattern. Whose desires? Again, whose desires? And transfer of development rights. I wonder what that is. I don't know what that is. So those are the two things on page 25. If you want to click on the link below and you want to go through this, like click on the link below, open it up, let my video run, and these are the pages that I've personally, there's a lot more that I've seen, but I do want to scroll up a little bit and share 2 more things that I'm concerned with, and it's at the very top, page 4 and 5, because this is a screaming UN agenda, 2030. I mean, this is with the Star of David, which again is not a Jewish symbol. It is not a religious symbol. It is an ancient satanic symbol, of an occult symbol by the Freemasons and by the occult, people who worship this Moloch demon, Satan dude. So anyway, I'm going to pause the recording so that this page can load. So this concerned me right away when this is page 4, and it concerned me right away. We shall seek social justice by working to expand choice and opportunity for all persons, recognizing a special responsibility to plan for the needs of the disadvantaged and to promote racial and economic integration. We shall urge the we shall urge the alteration of policies, institutions, and decisions that oppose such needs. This is woke agenda stuff right here, you guys. This is page 4 at the end. Promote racial and economic integration. We shall, urge the alteration of policies and institutions and decisions that oppose such needs. Hawaii, this is Hawaii, the Aloha state. Okay. There's no racist here. I mean, this is like children are taught racism. People are focused on it because it keeps us separated. And that's exactly what the elite bankers who run the world, who are working on controlling all the Hawaii Islands, and they probably already do, but we do have a stand. And the only stand we have is to do things together, is to unify, because this is coming for the big island, you guys. And the last thing I'm going to share is this: best practices. These words sound good, but what is the behind meaning? This is a UN agenda right here. We have the Star of David, an occult symbol on the general plan of Hawaii. We have the possibility of that they want to talk about micronuclear power plant on the big island. So what do these words mean? We have stakeholders in the climate agenda, that they're going to collaborate with government, private agencies, stakeholders because of climate change. And then this is just a side note. This is just a side note because these words sound really good. Principle, plan, content, livable built environment. Livable built environment. Aren't we already living in something that's livable? So what are the behind meanings is behind this? I don't understand. That language is really interesting, and the language is extremely important. Interwoven equity. Interwoven equity. Okay, so equality, interwoven equity, that is a woke thing, in my opinion. Definitely a woke kind of ideology here. Healthy community, yes, but healthy community versus healthy individuals. But this is in my opinion a communism, and I could be wrong, but this is in my opinion a communism kind of language. Healthy community, everybody together, not individual rights. Then this is just my interpretation of this. I could be absolutely wrong. And then attributes, coordinated characteristics. Who's coordinating them? Who is coordinating these characteristics? Consistent content. Okay, that's not that. Authentic participation. Authentic participation besides unauthentic participation. I think that's really interesting. Process, planning, activities, authentic participation. Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to share with you guys that I thought was really interesting. I'm going to pause the recording and find that because I got to share with you one more thing and then we'll pray, because we definitely need a prayer here on Big Island. Be right back. Scrolling down, I found another, this is page 20, and this is another priority actions. Collaborate with government, private and non-private agencies and other stakeholders. Again, other stakeholders, e.g. scientists, engineers, and development representatives. Development representatives, who the blankety blank are these people? To implement environmental beneficial upgrades for wastewater irrigation and or landscaping, including sea level rise. Anybody notice that the insurance companies are still giving houses on the coast homeowners insurance for flooding? Anybody notice that? If there was real sea level rise and that house was going to be underwater in 10 to 20 years, they would not be insuring homes right on the coast. Other climate considerations. Yeah, what about anyway, I could say a lot of things, but this was another one. Very concerning. This is on page 20. And I'm still scrolling down to the other pair that I want to show you guys because it almost makes me laugh, but not really. So it is about people's input, and I'm going to pause again and see if I can find it for you quickly. So I found this on page 25, public engagement. General misunderstanding and misinformation about land use policies can delay and disrupt strategy land use patterns. So they're already expecting people to complain about this stuff. Public hearing processes can become political rather than regulatory processes. So I find this interesting. They don't have anything in public engagement where it's important for the people who own the land and who live on Big Island to tell the planning department what we want. This is all negative against, oh, this is going to stop and hinder our public policies and our strategies and our land use, strategic land use patterns. So, and this is going to become political rather than regulatory processes. So they're already expecting people to give a stink about all this stuff that they're doing. Yeah, government, collaborating with the government, land use, collaborating with the government, private parties, and stakeholders. So the last part I want to share, this is again the general plan for Hawaii Big Island. And I'm concerned about it. This is our kuleana. You guys, if you live on the Big Island, please click on that link below and make some fuss about this. We have plenty of time to do, we have until April 1st, which is a couple weeks away, but it's important to do it now and let them know that we see what they're doing, especially with that satanic symbol. The Star of David is a satanic occult symbol. It is not representative of the Jewish religion at all. And for those of you who are Jewish and have that star up and think that that is the Star of David, please do your own research and find out what that star really means. This is Rosa Corey. She is she has since transitioned and died and passed away. She was the chief executive officer for the California Transportation Department. And she also was a litigator, a real estate litigator for eminent domain, as well as a commercial real estate appraiser. So she found Agenda 21, and this is what she went around to county and city councils sharing this information.
So I know that as Americans, you're going to find yourselves deeply at odds with and completely concerned by the agenda for the 21st century. And that is what it's called by the United Nations and the world. It's not Catch-22, it's not Area 51, it's Agenda 21 because it is the agenda for the 21st century. That is what it's called by the United Nations.
And this agenda has since changed to Agenda 2030. And we on Big Island right now with this general plan, it says Agenda 2040. So they're just moving the numbers, but it's the same agenda.
It's a blueprint. It is the action plan to inventory and control all land, all water, all minerals, all plants, all animals, all construction, all information, all energy, all means of production, and all human beings in the world. It is a totally comprehensive plan. Yes, it's we'll just do what we can with the fabulous technology of our 21st century here. It is a transition from representative government. Now this is serious. It's a transition from representative government to government by unelected boards and commissions. It is truly an erection of a shadow government, of another layer of government, of a parallel government. This is what it is. It is an erasure of jurisdictional boundaries. It is a loss of private property rights, a loss of sovereignty, both personal, physical sovereignty, and physical sovereignty in terms of our nation. And it's a loss of our freedom. So of course we're going to be concerned about this, all of us, not just as Americans, but as free human beings. Agenda 21 Sustainable Development was signed onto by 179 nations, including the United States, in 1992 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, at the Earth Summit, the United Nations Earth Summit. George H.W. Bush committed the United States to implementing sustainable development, and it has been supported by every president ever since. It's a global plan, but it's implemented locally. Now, you know that
So I'm going to stop the share for that. If you want to watch that entire video, you can go to standtogetherhawaii.com, standtogetherhawaii.com, and I really urge you, especially if you live on the islands, join us, join my email list, because I will be giving, this is coming down the pipeline, and it's really up to us to stand up and stand for the infinite creator that has created us and given us unalienable rights of freedom, to have our keiki be able to grow up in a place where they can own property, which we have a right to do. And with this type of an agenda with an occult symbol that's literally on, I think it's the Star of David is on the page 8 of the general plan. And them saying that they're going to collaborate with government, private entities, and stakeholders above the people that live here. If you live on the island, the Big Island, please click on the link below, comment on these pages, go through this video again, let it guide you through where to comment. And if you don't, again, I recommend highly that you check with your planning department and see what's coming down the pipeline, and then start your stand. This is what we came here for, you guys. This is our kuleana. Kuleana means what is our responsibility to do? What's ours to do? All right, we can do this, but we have to do it together. I can't do it by myself. Nobody can do anything truly great by themselves. We need to do this together. So standtogetherhawaii.com. And if you're not on the islands, please join us anyway, because you can use what I send out for your own public, your own area, your own county and city council. And if you want to help, then please email me, because I do need help going through things and researching things. It's getting a little bit overwhelming. And so please email me. My link is in the description below. Also, I do need to do a shout out to my sponsor of my show. This is our channel, I should say channel, aceofcoins.com, ACEOFCOINS.com. If you want to learn how to get out of taxes lawfully, because taxes are voluntary, they really, really are. And you want to license your biometric data, which is your face. And if you want to buy a cryptocurrency tax-free, please go to aceofcoins.com and tell them Michelle sent you. Anything left to say about this? Now let's just go ahead and pray. Great Spirit, infinite intelligence of all things, I hear the birds chirping. I know that there's plants germinating in the soil. My heart is beating. My lungs are contracting and expanding, and as is every person that's listening to the sound of my voice. Our hearts are beating with one heartbeat of humanity. We know, Great Spirit, that we truly are free, that through you, because you've created us, we have unalienable rights that no government can take away, no people who do not honor human life can destroy. We know that it is our kuleana right now to take a stand for what is right. And we do that with the inner strength that you give us, Great Spirit, that is in every cell of our body. The courage that we have to go through this time together. The courage that we have to do what we know is right, not what is easy, but what is right, and not just for ourselves, and not just for our keiki, but for our community, and for what we love, which is the Aina, the land. So Great Spirit, I just give so much gratitude to all light beings, all angels and spirit guides that are helping guide us on our path. And I just know that we get to watch as things unfold, and as these people who are in government roles of the government and leaders, that they are peaceably removed, who do not stand for human life, do not stand for freedom. We get to watch as the government and things, again, that do not support humanity come down in a peaceful way, or they voluntarily step down. We get to watch as that unfolds, and that's really, really exciting. And Great Spirit, I know that each one of us is courageous enough just to do what is ours to do, even if that's just making a comment on a planning agenda that has an occult symbol on it. Great Spirit, I know that fear is also part of this journey, being a human being, that anger, worry, all of it is part of being in a human body. And I also know that when we breathe through it and we just accept it for what it is, it's just part of the experience in this present moment, that it starts to dissolve. And that the true feelings of courage and of love and of community and of unity and of harmony are stronger. We call those forth now, those emotional frequencies, not just into our own bodies, but also into our families, friends, communities, into our provinces. And we spread this frequency of courage and of inner strength and of harmony and of unity and of love to all the Hawaii Islands, to the mainland, to Canada and Mexico and Africa and UK, Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Palestine, China, Australia, New Zealand. We wrap this frequency, these frequencies all the way around the planet, knowing we are one human race with one heartbeat beating together that is free, that is sovereign through you, Great Spirit. And we get to watch as this planet becomes a better place for all people. And we get to watch as things unfold that are for the good of humanity. We get to watch as our children become more and more joyful and happy, feeling safe, knowing that they matter, and that all people around the world take a stand for what is right. Through you, Great Spirit, we know it is done. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. And so it is. Okay, you guys, much aloha from the Big Island. Let's do this.